Before Ballerina hits the screen, here's what you need to know from John Wick, Chapter 3 Parabellum. John Wick is on the run in Manhattan after he was labeled excommunicado for the killing of high-table crime Lord Santino D'Antonio on Continental grounds. At the New York Public Library, John retrieves a marker medallion and a rosary, and seeks medical treatment from an underworld doctor. His excommunicado status activates before the doctor can finish, forcing John to complete the suturing himself. Upon leaving, he is quickly pursued by various gangs of assassins, all of whom he kills. John meets with a director, the head of the Ruska Roma crime syndicate, to whom he presents a rosary and demands safe passage to Casablanca. As John was once a member, the director reluctantly agrees. It is also revealed that John Wick's birth name was Jardani Jovanovich. Meanwhile, a high-table adjudicator meets with New York Continental manager Winston and the Bowery King, notifying them that they both have 7 days to resign from their positions as a consequence of helping John. The adjudicator enlists Zero, a Japanese assassin, and orders him to stab the director through both of her hands as penance for aiding John. In Casablanca, John meets Sofia, his former friend and manager of the Moroccan Continental. John presents the marker, which binds Sofia to repay a debt to John. John had previously rescued Sofia's daughter and placed her in hiding. John demands to be directed to the Elder, the only person above the high table, who alone can rescind John's excommunicado status. Sofia begrudgingly takes John to Berada, her former boss, who tells John he may find the Elder only by wandering through the desert until he can no longer walk. When Sofia refuses to give Berada one of her trained Belgian Malinois in return for his help, he shoots the dog, but hits its bulletproof vest. John prevents Sofia from killing Berada. They fight their way out of the Casbah and drive into the desert, where she leaves John. 7 days later, the adjudicator and Zero confront the Bowery King, who refuses to abdicate his position. In response, Zero's students slaughter the Bowery King's men while Zero slashes the Bowery King 7 times with a wakizashi. Meanwhile, John collapses in the desert and is brought to the Elder. John states that he wants to live to keep the memory of the love he once had with his late wife. The Elder agrees to forgive John under the condition of killing Winston and subservience to the high table for the remainder of his life. To show his fealty, John severs his ring finger and gives his wedding ring to the Elder. Upon returning to New York, John is attacked by Zero and his students before reaching the protection of the Continental. The adjudicator arrives, but Winston refuses to abdicate, and John refuses to kill him, leading the adjudicator to revoke the Continental's neutral status and send both Zero and an army of heavily armed high-table enforcers to kill John and Winston. Winston provides John with weapons and the assistance of concierge Charon and his staff. After killing all the enforcers, Zero and his students ambush John. John proceeds to kill all but 2. Zero battles John, but is eventually defeated and left to die. On the roof of the Continental, the adjudicator agrees to a parley with Winston, who offers allegiance to the high table. John arrives. Winston shoots him, and he falls to the street below. Winston reassumes his position, and the severely injured John is secretly delivered to the Bowery King in an underground bunker. The two agree to join forces against the high table. Ballerina takes place between Chapter 3 and 4, so now you're caught up. If you enjoyed the recap, give this video a like, drop your favorite Wick kill in the comments, and subscribe for more action-packed breakdowns.